Alright, this is my third installment on this video, on this series. I'm going to do another video on my micro bug out bag because I made a lot of changes. I took stuff out, I changed gear around, and I even added some more stuff. So, first thing on the side here is my H2O pouch that I keep all my water stuff in. And on this side, if you saw my last video, you saw that I had S-rings on the side, but this time I replaced them for a snap link. This is for in case I find anything out in the field, if I'm hiking or hunting or whatever. I can snap it around in my backpack in case I need it. Keep with me. Alright, so let's dive into this kit. First, I'm going to start with the water kit first. So, I recently changed out the water bottle. I went with the Clean Canteen water bottle. This thing is awesome. And I also recently changed out my nesting cup. It's in a mesh bag. It's actually a whole set here. I keep the mesh bag with me in case I need an extra bag for collecting stuff in. So that's why I hold on to this. It also keeps my cup clean. I have a little stove in here that I can use to boil water in case if I can't build a fire or it's too wet. This right here is my new nesting cup. It's titanium. And the cool thing is it even comes with a lid, so that way I can it actually fits my stove really well, so I can actually just put it on that stove. The stove is not designed for this cup, but it works pretty good. And I have used this stove many times and it works amazing. It takes those dry fuel tablets, but I don't have any. I've been using like just sticks and twigs and homemade fire starters that I make. So. And also the water kit, I took some stuff out and I also added some new things. Of course, I still have the 2% tincture of iodine in there for disinfecting water. But this time I added some. I think it's 8 packs of water disinfection tablets. Two tablets will disinfect 1 liter of water, so I can disinfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times. I can disinfect 8 times with this. And of course, the other stuff is still the same. I still have the soil filtration syringe with my straw nest inside, and I still have the same soil filtration straw. And on the bottom here, since my H2O pouch is mollied to my backpack, I keep the strap for the H2O pouch on the bottom here in case if I want to undo this, I can wear this. Also, if I needed to in an emergency, this could be used as an emergency tourniquet. It wouldn't be the best, but you could use it as a tourniquet if you needed to. So the water kit, there were some changes made to it, but all in all, I still have the same. I still have some of the same stuff. So now we'll dive into the tools. Tools are pretty much still the same. I did change out the sharpener, so I still have the same more Garberg knife with the sail needle, with my sail needle duct taped to the back of it. I took off the makeshift duct tape sheath; it just wasn't working too well. If you saw my last video, you know I had a makeshift duct tape sheath for my ferro rod, but it didn't work as I thought, so I went ahead and took the whole thing off and just went back to the basics. So I still have the more Garberg, still have the same folding saw, the Baco Laplander. I am thinking about updating to the silky saw, but for right now, my Baco is doing pretty good. I've used this thing. I've had this thing for like maybe 2-3 years, and it's still going strong. I recently upgraded the sharpener. I got a whetstone sharpener, and the cool thing about this is I can actually use water or oil on this. I prefer water because water is easier to come by in the field than oil, so I prefer to use water. Plus, also, if you put oil on one of these sharpeners, you can't really go back to water, so you're kind of already committed, so that's why I choose to use water. Pocket knife is still the same, open L. In case I lose my pocket knife in the field, I have a backup. This time I added a hook knife. This is for carving spoons, carving bowls, so I have a little hook knife here in conjunction with my whittling knife here, because technically this right here is actually a whittling knife. So I have a little whittling set right here. Still have notebook and pen, in case I need to make notes, draw myself maps, or in case if something happens and I end up in a situation where I can't get out, I can leave a goodbye letter if someone finds my body. Let's hope that never happens. Oh, and also I still have, I think that's it. Is that it for tools? Yep, that's it for tools. Just the basic Leatherman multi-tool, same one. It's the Leatherman rebar. I have another one that I carry out of my pocket, so I have one for my backpack and one for my everyday carry. So tools are still the same. So that's my tool system. So I'm actually going to set this backpack on the ground now because we're running out of room here. So the next pouch here, I still have of course, the same headlamp with all the features. If you saw my last video, you know what features are on there. Still have the same flashlight. Still have the same portable charger so I can charge my cell phone, solar powered with the cord. Still have the same compass, but except this time I went ahead and added the temperature gauge to the compass. So I have navigation, pace beats for navigation, emergency whistle, and now my thermometer is on my compass. So that's on there. All right, I think that's, and of course, I don't know if this is my last video, but I added some spare batteries for my flashlight. I need to get some for my headlamp. They both take, my flashlight and my headlamp both take AAAs, so I can use this for either my headlamp or my flashlight. All right, and let's dive into the shelter system. Now the shelter part has changed quite a bit, and you'll see in a second. Now I still keep a 55-gallon drum liner in here, of course, but now instead of having one, I recently upgraded to two. So I have two 55-gallon drum liners in here. The last video I only had one, so now I have two. And I went ahead and put my hammock for my advanced bug out bag into my micro bug out bag because I always have this bag with me, and I only take my advanced bug out bag with me when I'm actually going camping. So I figured I might want to throw my hammock into my micro bug out bag. I also went ahead and got me another waterproof bag. If you saw my advanced bug out bag, you know I keep these for my shelters and a shelter system, tools, and other stuff too. But this one just contains shelter stuff. I have, let me get some check here. I have 4 tent stakes. I have some orange paracord. I have a 100% cotton hand towel I can use for cleaning dishes, first aid, emergency char cloth if I need it. So I still have the same rag. And lastly, along the bag, like I said, this bag is waterproof, so that's cool about that. I also, this one I added some more bank line into this one, and I still have the same Gorilla tape. So, and lastly, the new item, I have a brand new tarp for this kit. My last kit, if you saw, it was orange. This one is blue, and it's from the company Ozark Trail, and it's actually a little bit bigger. This one's actually, I think my last one, I said it was 8x10. This one is I believe it also is 8x10, but it's a lot sturdier and a lot more stronger than the last one. So, but it's something you'd want to have if you're looking to get rescued. So it's not orange. So, and it doesn't. And I didn't use Gorilla Tape to put X's on it because, well, obvious reasons. I could if I wanted to, but really I wanted it. But really, this one folds up nicer. And it's also it's a lot better. My orange one is starting to fall apart on me, and I think that's good. Oh, we're almost done. Of course, I still keep a couple Ziploc baggies in here for collecting items or keeping items in my kit dry if it's raining. Let's see. I think we're getting into now we're into the main portion of the pack now. I have a couple of these Mountain House meals. I have a breakfast one, granola with milk and blueberries, and I have a dinner one, lasagna and meat sauce. These things I've been eating Mountain House meals now for I think about, I want to say 3, maybe 4 years, and I love these things. Me and my wife take these with us when we go camping. We don't really take too much stuff. We prefer just add water meals when we're camping. But every once in a while, I'll bring some raw meat and I'll cook some hamburgers or some steaks while I'm out camping. So, but majority of our meals are these just add water camp meals. I also keep, this is something new, I also keep a bag of tinder. In here I have fat wood, I have birch bark, fat wood, birch bark, dry grass, and I have some of these little wax coated these little tumbleweed balls that you can get at the gardening section at a convenience store. I think I got them at Walmart. They actually work out pretty good. I clocked one time the burn time on one of these things, just the tumbleweed alone with no tinder or kindling added to it, will literally burn for 15-20 minutes. That's actually enough time. If I wanted to, I could actually throw one in my little stove here, just the tinder, just the tumbleweed, and literally boil a cup of water with that. That's how long it could take. So those things are awesome. And now we're getting down to the cookware. So something new I added this. This is called from the company Brand Board. It's actually let me open it up here. real quick, I went ahead and put my I put my pot handle in there too for my bush pot. But also it comes with a small cutting board, a foldable grill that could use anything. I've actually seen photos of people actually putting rocks on it and just holding it. This thing is an awesome little grill. I love it. It folds up perfectly. It's actually the same size, almost the same size as my cutting board, really. So the whole thing folds up and nests nicely in this bag. Let's scoot these meals over. I think we're getting. Let's see what else is in here. I also went ahead and changed out the spork. I have my metal one, which is 5 tools in one. You got a spoon, bottle opener, can opener, a fork, and a knife. So change out new spork in there. Well, it's the one for my advanced bug out bag. Most of my gear I kind of changed out a little bit, and also this came with it too. This is a little neck knife that I mostly use for processing food. I mean, you could wear it around your neck, but I'm not really a fan of wearing my knife around my neck because if I lose it or something, then I'm screwed. So I prefer to always have a good solid belt knife on me or a knife in my pocket. If I know the knife is concealed, then I won't worry about losing it. Wearing a knife on your neck, I mean, you could do it, but I don't recommend that. So, and pretty much the containers are still the same. I still have the same bush pot. Still have the same backup pots, so it's the same one. There's nothing in it, so I don't need to open it. Same with my bush pot. There's nothing in it. They're both open. And of course, lastly, I still have the same mess kit, but the fire kit, I think I did some changes. I'm not sure. So it's the same military mess kit. Take the lid off here. I still have my, I think these are mini infernos. Take a look here. Yes. Still have the same mini infernos that I made out of paraffin wax. I made paraffin wax, canola cooking oil, and the disc itself is just one of those little 100% cotton makeup removal discs that you get at the makeup aisle at any store. You can get them at Walmart. I think I got them at Walmart. So I made those. I also my fire kit always something that's charable, like this 100% cotton bandana. You know, what could you not do with a bandana? Filter water, emergency char cloth, first aid, civil rescue. You could even cut it in half and make it, you know, it turn into flagging tape to, you know, leave trails. Say, hey, I was just here. You know, all this stuff. You know, a lot of stuff you can do with a bandana. Keep the sun off your head. You know, I can make a video just about a bandana. A bigger flint rock than the last one. So this is, I actually found this at a lake one day when I was camping. I don't remember the lake I found it at. It was some lake out in Missouri, but I actually found a piece of flint, which is really hard. Not a whole lot of flint here in Kansas. I have the fire kit still the same. I have the same steel striker. I can't really see. I'll try to hold it so it doesn't fall. A Bic lighter with a magnesium bar, and underneath that I have a small fishing kit. It's a kind of a pain to get out, so I'm just gonna leave it in there. But I do have a fishing kit in here. So that's still the same. Still have the same matches, but this time, instead of just stormproof matches, I also added some strike anywhere matches. So I have stormproof and strike anywhere matches in here. And I can tell you this, though, finding strike anywhere matches, they pain in the butt. They are extremely hard to find because they're a little dangerous. You know, people have instances where they've had lighters in their pockets or keys, and they bump up against the matches, and all of a sudden your pants are on fire. So they're a little dangerous. And at one time I heard they were planning on making them illegal, but luckily that didn't happen. So I'll be able to get my hands on some. Keep some jute cordage in here. This is mostly just for emergency fire tinder. Now I do have a bag of tinder with, let's say if I use up all this tinder or something happens and I lose this or it gets wet and it becomes unusable. But I do have tinder that is waterproof. I have birch. I know for a fact the birch bark is it will light if it's wet. Fat wood, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I haven't tried it yet. But I'm pretty sure it might. But I know birch bark will light when it's wet. So that's what this is for, emergency tinder. And also, of course, I have the mini infernos for backup fuel. Still have the same ferro rod with some cordage on it. And lastly, of course, I still have the pan for the mess kit. And of course, still have the same blow tube with some char cloth in there. So this is pretty much, I'm actually happy with this setup. I got my bug out bag kind of where, my micro bug out bag kind of where it's at. And at this rate, it's pretty much almost perfect. I mean, eventually down the road, I probably will add more stuff or I'll change stuff out. But as far as hiking goes, as far as bugging out in emergency, as far as showing people, you know, my skills, this bag, what I have here, it's pretty much almost perfect. And so yeah, that's it. That's the contents of my, well, the new contents and the changes of my micro bug out.